which is namely the altitude, course 1, course 2, heading, speed, and vertical speed, excuse me. These are the displays, so we are going to use these offsets for the displays, and these are purely for the LEDs that are available on the push buttons like the nav, VNav, LNav, VOR, localizer, etc. So, and we need to program these same offsets into Prosim737 software. Um, Again, sorry, this pad is starting up. All right, so in the throttle MCP, we go into the numericals and we exactly enter the same values that we saw here. Let me put this side by side so we can have a better look at this. All right, so if you see here, we are using 5310 for the altitude numerical, and here we are using the same value. Don't worry about the 0x, they are just for the hexadecimal addition. And then for the course 1, course 2, it's 517, 515, 517, and so on. So we have replicated all these values into the Prosim. And we do the same for the indicators in here. We feed in all these LED values, offset values into Prosim. And that's about what you need to do in Prosim, nothing more. But please remember, whenever you start Prosim, you need to start it with administrators, right? And also, you need to be running it on FSUIPC mode, not on the SIM Connect mode. This is very important, otherwise the MCP doesn't start working. Okay. Now going into SPAD, we're going to first do the LEDs, sorry, the displays and the LEDs, and then we move on to the switches. For the switches, it's slightly different, but I will show it to you when it comes there. So I have created a new profile here called the test profile. And make sure before you do anything, you have enabled in your devices the joystick command, which we'll be using for the switches, and I will explain this a little bit later. So make sure this is on, and your virtual avionics, the MCP and the virtual avionics itself is activated. If you have the EFIS, you can activate it, otherwise you can put it off. It doesn't matter. So this is the basic that you need to do here. And also in the application settings, simulator, make sure your FSUIPC support is on. So this is also very important. So how do we use the local variables into SPADNEXT? We need to have an XML file, and this XML file, you can read the documentation in the SPADNEXT manual. They have given an example, and I will link this in the description as well. So you go into your users. In the users, this is my computer PC name. Go into your app data folder. And if your app data is not seen, that means it's hidden. So go into your views in the Explorer, and you can show and enable hidden files. There are a lot of YouTube videos on how to do it. Please follow those. Go into your roaming. Inside roaming, you would have SPAD.next. Inside SPAD, go into the config. In the config, you would go into the data config. And in the data config, you will have data. And here is how you place this file in. So what's inside this file? It's nothing but you are defining the FSUIPC offsets that you have used in Prosim737, which we saw in a bit before. Is the same values. Once you place it in this XML file, when SPAD loads for the first time, it will read this file, and your FSUIPC free offsets, custom offsets is available inside SPAD for you to use them. Okay. How do you, this is a specific way of defining the offsets, which you can again see the documentation. So the first line is the offset, which is selectable. True means you will be able to see it and select it. If it is false, you will not be able to use it. So obviously it has to be true. These are the naming conventions. It is a 16-bit assigned value with or 2 bytes in size. I have put this as category, so I will show you when it comes in SPAD, it will be shown as Prosim variables, so it's easy to pick up these variables. Searching becomes easier. And I have just broken it down as MCP numerical, LEDs, so on and so forth. So it's easy for us to identify it in SPAD. Okay, and please remember one more thing. Every time you change anything in this XML folder, you have to restart SPAD. Why? Because SPAD reads this file only once on startup. So if you want your changes to take effect, you need to restart SPAD, so it reads this file once on startup. So having said this, I will put the link in how to do this. Sorry, which folder you need to do in the description, so it's easy for you to do this. And inside SPAD, now that we have done our settings properly, you will be able to see your Virtual Avionics panel here, MCP. All right, so let's do one by one. Let's do all the displays and LEDs first, and then we will move on to the switches. For the LED displays, you click on the display, add an event. What do you want to do? You want to add a value to display the value. All right, so this obviously pops up. Go into browse. Excuse me. In browse, like you see this FSUIPC tab here. On the FSUIPC, did you see the naming convention I did in the XML file, the Prosim737? That's how it is shown in the SPAD folder. Select this, click on the tree, and again, numerical value is what we need. So we are going to use the offset for course 1, which is 5313. Remember, this is the same thing we put in the Prosim 737. So that's the same. Click on it. And the value is a 3-digit value. You don't need more because it's from 00 to 360. So it's only 3 digits. So you use 3 digits in 3 zeros in here. Click OK. Again OK, and you're done. That's it you need to do. That's all you need to do for the display. Now going to the iMac, again the same. Click on the display here, add event, display value, browse, go into your Prosim, numerical, and we are doing the speed or iMac. So I select the speed, click OK, and the speed is also a 3-digit. So I do use 3 zeros because we don't need more than that. Click OK and save. That's it. The same goes for the heading. 0, add event, display value, browse, go back into your numericals and select the heading FSUIPC offset. Click OK. Again, it's a 3-digit display, so you add 3 zeros in here. Click OK. Again, if you see on the top, the heading is only 1 0. Now, we have already inputted 3 zeros, so you see how the digit changes there. There we go. You have 3 digits. Save. Now again, you do the same for these 3. Let me show you how to do the altitude because it's again 5 digits, so you just need to add 5 zeros in here. Display value, browse, go into your MCP numericals, and this time it's the altitude display, so you select the altitude display, click OK, and it's 5 digits, so you're going to use 5 zeros, 1 2 3 4 5. Click OK, OK, and that's it, you're done. So the remaining are these two. I will not do it, you can do it yourself. And now the same goes for the LEDs. So let's do the N1 LED. Add an event. And you need to have 2 triggers. One will be when the light should be off, and when the light should be on. So let's configure the off first. So add condition. What is the condition? Browse, go into your FSUIPC again, take the Prosim, and this time is all the MCP LEDs you choose. The previous one we choose a numerical. Here this is what we're going to use for the LEDs, and we are configuring the N1 LED. So you see here N1 LED here, so I use the N1 LED offset. Please don't change anything because this is the same thing you have used in the 737 Prosim. So if you change, it will not work, obviously. So click OK, and when this equals to 1, which means it's in an on state, I'm sorry, we are configuring the off position, so it should be a 0. My apologies. Click OK, and then again OK. So if the offset 5324 is equal to 0, SPAD will put the LED of N1 off. For the on state, it's the same. Change LED, condition, browse. Obviously, it is already pre-chosen, but let me show you again. Go into your FSUIPC, Prosim, MCP LED, N1 is what we are configuring. Okay, and now obviously when it is on, the value becomes 1. So you choose when the value of this offset is 1, equal to 1, you switch it on. So go and double click here, and then here you choose short mode on. Click OK and OK. So you have a LED state for which a trigger for the LED state to put it off and to put it on. So how does this work? When in Prosim, you have used the same value for the N1 LED, which is 5324. If I can show this to you again a little later. So when Prosim switches it on, it places a value of 1 into the 5324 offset. Now SPAD reads the state of this offset 5324 and checks whether it is a 0 or a 1. When it is equal to 0, it switches off the LED on the MCP panel. When the value of this offset is equal to 1, automatically it will switch on the LED of the hardware MCP. That's it. That's how it works. Clear? Now let's do for a random one. Let's do the LNAV. It's the same for everything. You can do one by one. And my offsets are named clearly so you don't have any confusions. So now we will do the off state first. So add an event, change LED. What LED are you going to chosen? You have chosen the LNAV. So add the condition. Go into browse. Go down, check your LED and look for LNAV LED, which is right. LNAV. Yeah, here we go. So MCP LNAV LED. Click OK, and when it is equal to 0, what do we do? It is off. So LED is off. That's it. Click OK and save. Now for the on state, it's the same. Go in here, change LED, add a condition. The condition is, it's already pre-chosen because you have already selected it once. So it's the MCP LNAV LED. And now when it is on, means the state value is 1. So when it is equal to 1, you are telling SPAD to switch on the LED. So just double click on here and go short mode on and click OK. Again OK. That's it. Now you can configure the rest of all the LEDs and the displays that I have not done. You can do it yourself, and that's about it. And in the next video, I will show you how to do the switches. For switches, we're going to use a function called vJoy. A lot more easier rather than using the more offsets. This is much more easier and simpler, and I will show you in the next video how to do it. Stay tuned and thank you for watching.